Good evening, students. Today we are going to start day three. Basically, today we'll be discussing understanding adolescent and adult learners' behavior, right? How we can address them or how we can understand them. So, what we did yesterday is we have discussed the teaching process. Basically, we have defined the teaching, and if you see, I have also uh, written in the chat box. So Bloom's taxonomy also we have discussed at length, which gives us idea about the cognitive levels and verbs, which will give the teachers or educators in writing clear, observable, and measurable learning outcomes, and which will help to align curriculum and teaching. And outcome based education, OBE means outcome based education, and it requires strong alignment between intended outcomes, instructional strategies, and assessment method. Okay, and also we have discussed what are the 6 stages of Bloom's taxonomy. First stage is knowledge, that is remembering the information. Then comprehension, explaining the meaning of information. Then application, using abstraction in concrete situation. Then analysis, that is breaking down a whole into component parts. Then synthesis, putting parts together to form a new and integrated whole system. Then evaluation. So this is what we have discussed. So today we are going to also discuss the learners, how we can understand the learners. So let's focus on that, and just give me a minute. Let me do it a full screen. So also I forgot to mention, uh, so what we have discussed also, as per the Bloom's taxonomy, there are three domains, especially cognitive, affective, and psychomotor, and there are three levels, especially memory, understanding, and reflective. And effective teaching uses all these levels. Okay, so today's focus will be more on to understand the learners, right? Now the question is, who are our learners? Adolescent versus adult learners. What are the individual difference among the learners? This is very important. So this is our today's agenda, to understand the learner, then adolescent learners and adult learners, individual differences, and what should be the teaching strategies, and some of the practice questions and key takeaways. So, the central question is, why we understand learners. So the central question is, how can we teach effectively if we don't know our students, right? Because if you don't know our students, then how your teaching will not be effective. So effective teaching requires understanding how students learn, what motivates them, their developmental stage, their background and needs, and the individual differences. So coming to the type of learner, so there are largely two main types of learners. One is adolescent learners, second one is adult learners. So adolescent learners, the age is 13 to 19 years. So basically, largely they are undergraduate students. The characteristics are of the adolescent learners are basically developing identity. They are influenced by the peers. Abstract thinking is emerging. They are energetic and curious. They need guidance. Adult learners, basically their age is 20 plus years. They are basically postgraduate students, or they are mature students. The characteristics of adult learners are self-directed, experience-rich, they are goal-oriented, practical focus, and independent. Now, higher education deals with both this type of learners. Now, let's focus on adolescent learners, the overview. So who are they? So students in late teens, 17 to 19 in undergraduate programs. So understanding them across four domains, especially academic characteristics, social characteristics, emotional characteristics, and cognitive characteristics. So uh, we have to understand the learners across these four domains. So what is important over here is these characteristics, they overlap and influence each other. Okay, so now let's discuss more over one by one. So what are the academic characteristics? First is learning. You can categorize academic characteristics under four headings. First is learning abilities. Learning abilities include developing abstract thinking. Attention span will be 40 to 50 minutes, uh, and they can handle complex ideas. Subject preferences emerging, and they are basically active learners. So strength is they are highly there is a high curiosity among them. They are quick learners. They are tech savvy, peer learning effective. They are also creative thinking. They are having their creative thinking abilities. Challenges: exam anxiety, performance pressure, time management issue, distraction. Now, what are the needs over here? Is they need clear explanations, immediate feedback, interactive learning, and they need variety in teaching. Now, let's see some of example how across different subjects. Suppose, for example, you are teaching economic students. The age is 18. So, uh, they are curious about stock market, and let's say that what is cryptocurrency. So they launch best through case studies and real data. And the challenge is abstract theory. Like suppose if you are introducing them indifference curve, so they will find it will be a challenge for the teachers. So the strategy is you have to use the current economic news, or you have to use the real world examples, right? To you can say uh, let me mute some of them because I think it is making some issue. 1 second. Okay, here is a noise is coming. So now, uh, similarly, you can see how it is difficult and what are the different challenges when we are teaching different age group of students. Now, coming to social characteristics, the peer influence basically, you can analyze they will be having peer influence, so strong desire to fit in, right? And you can see just 1 minute, 1 minute. Okay, sorry for the interruption. I think we got little problem. So, what are the social characteristics of the adolescent learners? So, peer influence, their strong desire to fit in, friends or friend opinion matters, group identity is very important, social media, they are very active in social media, they also uh, enjoy collaborative learning, social behavior is they network constantly, group projects preferred, they may challenge authority, they also value friendship also on priority, and extracurricular activity they are very active. So what are the other identity formation in this case? So basically exploring values, testing boundaries, career confusion, role models are very important, and teacher implication is you need to use group work, create safe space, be approachable, and set clear boundaries. Now, some of social characteristics, let's see some of the examples. Suppose, for example, in a history class, scenario is, let's say that there is a debate on colonialism. So, how adolescent behavior, you can say, analyze through the social characteristics. So, basically, you can form groups with friends, they and support peer opinions, passionate arguments. They may dominate or withdraw. So the teacher strategy will be to rotate groups, ensure all participate. So similarly for the chemistry lab partners, we can say that the experiment we can do it. So we'll skip that. Now we'll go for to study what are the emotional characteristics and how we can identify and we can understand them. So emotional nature means basically mood swing, self-conscious, idealistic, stress sensitive, they need independence, expressive, and what they need is they need emotional support, understanding teachers, non-judgmental space, constructive feedback, stress management. So what are the emotional challenges over here? Academic stress, social anxiety, self-doubt, and red flags are basically sudden there are sudden withdrawal symptoms, then grade drops, aggression, excessive absence. Then how a teacher can handle the emotional situation. Suppose let's say that the student fail exam, so the adolescent reaction will be devastated. They might cry or angry. So wrong approach is, it is just one exam, relax. Right approach is acknowledge the feelings. I see you are upset. Discuss what went wrong. Make improvement plan and offer support. Let's work on this together. So now student how they challenge teachers over here. Adolescent behavior is they question the authority. They argue with the teacher. Okay, so this is part of adolescent behavior. So let's see, understand the cognitive characteristics of the learners. So cognitive development involves formal operational thinking, abstract reasoning, hypothetical thinking, meta cognition developing, improved memory, problem solving ability. Learning preference is basically active learning, technology use, visual aids, real world links, collaborative work, and the thinking style is they questions everything, they enjoy debates, they see multiple perspectives. The teaching strategies to encourage questioning, use debates, problem based learning, they connect to real life. Now cognitive development examples, if you see, suppose for example in mathematics, let's say that the age is, let's say that 18, of the learner age is 18, so now they can understand the abstract algebra, prove theorems. But before, let's say that at age 14 they only do concrete arithmetic. The teaching approach will be moved from examples to theories. Suppose a political science students, they can now analyze what if India had a different system. Before only know that democracy exists. Now teaching approach will be hypothetical scenario or comparison. So now coming to adolescent learners behavior, already we know how to identify and how to analyze them. Now let's focus on adult learners because they are also a very important part of the higher education system. So who are they? Students basically 20 plus years, including postgraduate, working professional, mature students, and how the adult learners are different from the adolescent. Basically, in terms of experience, they bring rich life or work experience. They need autonomy. It means they are self-directed or independent. They need motivation. They have a clear goal, practical focus. They have responsibility. They balance family, work, study. Learning style is problem-centered, not subject-centered. So now andragogy versus pedagogy. So pedagogy is teaching children, and andragogy is basically it is teaching the adults. Okay, so now let's try to understand again the same four characteristics of the adult learners. First is academic characteristics. What is the learning approach in case of the adult learners? So they are self-directed, goal-oriented, they have prior knowledge, they want relevance, they need critical evaluation, research, they are also capable of doing research. Challenges are time constraint, they have multiple roles, technology gap, learning anxiety, slower processing. So they have, what are the strengths they have in terms of academic characteristics? They have life experience, discipline, time management. What they need is they need practical application, flexible schedules, respect for experience and immediate utility. So now let's, for example, we'll analyze adult learners. Let's say that somebody who is doing MBA student, let's say that their age is 28. So what is the background? They have already worked in the industry. They have a job experience before doing the MBA. So the expectation will be learn strategy to apply, then immediately to apply. Challenge is that theory they will not be connecting. So the strategy is that you can use the case study from real companies. So PhD scholar, let's say that the age is 30. Let's say that the background is masters in economics. So the expectation is research guidance, not lectures. Challenge is to find the research gap, strategies, mentorship, independent work. So this should be like for adult learners, the strategy should be little advanced. And these are the social characteristics. Suppose what are the social context? Suppose there are multiple roles like parent, professional, so student, professional. They have professional networks, less peer pressure, diverse background. They may mentor younger students. So they also on collaboration. There is a scope for collaboration. Value peer learning, share experiences, professional discussions, and they are also it is easy for doing the time management in the case of adult learners, like family commitments. They know how to balance between all this. Then teaching implication is flexible timing, online options, respect time, value contributions. Similarly, emotional characteristics, again you can see the adult learners, they have emotional maturity, they are having better emotional regulation, less mood swing, they handle stress better, they are self-aware, resilient, they are having high level of motivation, clear career goals, personal growth, achievement driven, long-term vision, confidence issue, they doubt ability, am I too old, comparison anxiety, perfectionism, and they need support, that is encouragement, acknowledge experience, respect independence. They also need constructive feedback. Now coming back to the cognitive characteristics of the adult learners. So when we analyze the cognitive abilities, they need experience based learning, that is you can say they need better judgment, they have better judgment, and they have already wisdom from life, and problem solving, they have better problem solving, critical thinking ability also they have. Learning style is they need focus and relevance, they connect to experience. There is a practical orientation, they need practical orientation when it comes to the cognitive characteristics. And processing, they may need more time and quality over speed. And what should be the teaching strategies? Teaching strategies, you can use their experience, problem based learning, case studies, discussion method, and project based you can say learning will be better suitable for them. Now what are the, how we can analyze adolescent versus adult? So we can analyze based on the these characteristics. These are the different aspects. These are the different aspects: motivation, experience, learning, time, authority, peer influence, direction, and application. So now let's say that in case of adolescent, who the age group is 17 to 19. So basically the motivation is external, like for example grade, to achieve better grade, and to achieve the appreciation from the parents. So experience is limited. The learning is subject centered. The time is full time student. They may challenge the authority. Peer influence is very strong. They need guidance. Application is future oriented, right? Then the in case of adult learners, they are already guided by the internal motivation, and experience is very rich. They are problem centered. Then they have multiple commitments. They respect autonomy, and peer influence is moderate. Direction is self-directed. Application is immediate use. Then why individual difference matter over here? The reality is even within the same age group, every learner is unique. So key areas of individual differences: intelligence, learning styles, motivation levels, personality types, prior knowledge, socio-economic background. So these are the different key areas of individual differences. Now, suppose for example, the challenge for a teacher is how to teach 60 students with 60 different learning needs. Because like for example, when we are teaching in a class, you can see these individual differences are there, right? Because they all of them are different actually, coming from different background, and you can say different intelligence level, different learning styles, motivational level. Now why there is intelligence, like how you can analyze the intelligence variation in this case. So the types you can analyze is that linguistic based on the words, or logical or mathematical, musical, interpersonal, social. You can analyze that basically the different type of intelligence variations. So the teaching strategy, what is important over here, and first of all, when there is a huge intelligence variation in the class, so what is important is IQ is not everything. Okay, so they might be having different strengths, they have different learning speeds, they have multiple assessment. You can use multiple assessment methods. So the teaching strategy will be basically you can try different methods and recognize all types of teaching. So what is the learning style is BARK model, that is basically visual learners learn through seeing, prefer diagrams, remember faces. That is good with maps. Suppose the strategy will be to use PowerPoint, graphs, videos. Then auditory learners, they will learn through the hearing, they will prefer lectures. Then kinesthetic learners, they learn by doing, they prefer hands-on training, they need movement, they remember actions. The strategy will be lab work, role play projects, and reading and writing. They also learn through the text and they prefer reading. So learning style, if you see the learning style, we can discuss some examples. Suppose for example, teaching economics, GDP concepts. So the visual is we can show the pie chart of the GDP components and from where it is coming, whether it is coming, how much it is coming from the agriculture sector, how much it is coming from the manufacturing, how much it is coming from the service sector. The auditory approach is to explain verbally with examples. Then kinesthetic is to calculate GDP using data, and reading is to provide written notes. Similarly, for teaching history, if you are teaching freedom struggle, the visual aspect will be we can show them documentary through photos, through maps, and auditory is like to do the storytelling, speeches. Then kinesthetic is role play historical events, reading is primary source documents. So now motivation level, how you can affect the motivation. So one is intrinsic motivation, second one is extrinsic motivation. What is intrinsic motivation? It is like inside. Means basically the learners, those who are having intrinsic motivation means they learn for satisfaction, they are curious, they are interested, they are self-motivated, and then they are having a deep learning, and they have a sustained effort, right? Suppose sometimes the students love, if a student love physics, they will read beyond syllabus. Then how you can actually address this kind of student is you can make it interesting so that their motivation level maintains. So then when it comes to extrinsic motivation, basically here the learner is reading or learning for rewards. They are learning for grades or recognition, and there is a parental pressure, there is a surface learning, there is a short-term focus. So students here studies only for exam marks. Then how you can develop the motivation? You have to reduce the over reliance. You can shift to intrinsic. You can motivate them to. Now, how we can handle these individual differences? First is differentiated instruction. So teaching the same content in different ways to meet the diverse needs. Strategies will be multiple representation. That is text. You can use text plus visual plus audio in your teaching. Varied activities means you can use lecture, discussion plus practice. Then flexible grouping, individual plus pair plus group work. Choices let students choose projects, tired assignments, basic, moderate, advanced. Technologies, you can use online resources, videos, simulations. Peer learning, students help each other. Then individual attention, extra help when needed. Now, teaching strategies for adolescents. What you can do is you can use current example, trends, social media references, encourage debates, discussions, group projects, and peer learning. Technology integration. You can use app, video, online quizzes, connect to their future careers, be approachable, supportive, provide immediate and constructive feedback, and make it interactive and engaging. Boring lectures will not be able to help these adolescent learners. Then what should be the uh, teaching strategies for adults? You acknowledge and use their experience. Uh, it is better to have a problem based and case study approach teaching for these learners. You can have flexible scheduling of the classes, relate theories to practice immediately, respect their autonomy and choices, discussion and seminar methods to encourage self-directed learning, to provide practical application. Uh, what we should not do is we should not treat them like children. Now, as already we have discussed different type of learners characteristics, let us focus on quiz one. The question was this: adult learners are characterized by which kind of uh, whether they are characterized by dependency on teacher, self-directed learning, peer pressure dominance, need for constant guidance. Okay, so let's see. So you can use the chat box to answer. Okay. B. Okay, very good. Any other answer? Good, let's see. B. Okay. I think that is why then what is the need of this actually? If you see B is basically self-directed learning, right? So adults are autonomous, they can set their own goals and they take responsibility for learning. Now, next is which learning style prefers hands-on activities? Visual, auditory, kinesthetic, reading or writing? Yeah, this question D. The answer is C. Hands-on activities is basically kinesthetic learners learn best through doing, touching, and experiencing. Is it clear? Next question is strong peer influence is characteristics of which type of learners? Adult learners, adolescent learners, and or both equally or neither. Okay. The answer is C. Right? Let's see. The answer is B. Strong peer influence is a characteristics of adolescent learners, right? How the answer is C? Let's try to understand. Uh, okay. Uh, because I think some of you have done it incorrectly. I think the reason is you have not actually paid attention what we have discussed. So the explanation is adolescents are strongly influenced by peers. Adults are more independent. Right? Next question. Learning for personal satisfaction, not grades, is called extrinsic motivation, intrinsic motivation, external motivation, or surface motivation. Yes, quick. The answer B. B. Okay. Yeah, you are correct. So it is intrinsic motivation. The explanation is intrinsic means internal drive, and extrinsic means external reward. When you are learning for to know something, so that is basically intrinsic motivation. When you are getting motivation from within, right? It is not, you are not driven by only the external rewards like grade or parental appreciation. Next question. Teaching adults is called pedagogy, andragogy, heterogogy, or cybergogy. Yes. Question number 5. What should be the answer? Chinmay C. Okay, very good. Let's see. C, right? The answer is B. Andragogy. The explanation is pedagogy is for teaching children, andragogy is teaching adults. Just now I told. I don't know why you people are not able to answer correctly. So what we have learned? Yes, I think many of you have actually not given the correct answers. So we have learned two important learnings from here. There are two type of learners, adolescent and adults. Adolescents, they are peer influenced and they need guidance, right? And adults are self-directed, experience, practical focus. And there are four characteristics domains. One is academic, social, emotional, and cognitive. Then the individual difference, how you can analyze, is intelligence variation, multiple intelligences. Learning style is BARC, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and reading. Motivation is intrinsic versus extrinsic. And what is important for the UGC NET exam is adolescent learning. Basically, you can see these are the different type of question which comes frequently. Basically, peer influence is strong in case of adolescents. Adults are self-directed. They need they need experience-based learning approach. Pedagogy is teaching children. Andragogy is teaching adults. BARC. This is a you can say short form. You can remember, that is visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and reading. There are two type of motivation. One is intrinsic motivation versus extrinsic motivation, and they should be having a differentiated instruction, which is basically different approaches to teaching. Then multiple intelligences. There are 8 type of intelligences which already we have discussed, and formal operational thinking starts with the adolescent stage. So now what we have to do is like you can practice some like 10, at least 5 to 10 MCQs on learner characteristics. You have to do self-assessment. What is your learning style based on BARK, right? BARK. BARK is visual, auditory, kinesthetic, reading. So you should be able to tell What is your learning style? Are you intrinsically or extrinsically motivated? Which intelligence type is your strength? So you have to give me in writing, right? Or let us have a discussion on the Google Classroom. So do a self-assessment and think how do you learn best, and you can also prepare questions for the tomorrow's class, right? So next tomorrow's topic will be factors affecting teaching. So although we are doing very you can say uh, small portion, because I think paper one you need because we are just starting. So as we will progress, you will see that other difficult sessions will be like it will be time consuming and we will need more time to cover. So initially it will be less. So thank you all. So that it is a great discussion today. So tomorrow we are discussing factors affecting teaching. So education is not the feeling of a fail, rather it is a lighting of a fire. So, and what you have to remember is every student is unique and they have abilities to learn. So we have to cater their individual needs. So thank you all, and I'll stop over here, right? And let us discuss. 10 minutes we can discuss.